What's up, guys? It's Jeramie, Jeramie Lou Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I've been doing a little bit of recording today, so I decided to kind of answer a couple emails while I was going through. While I'm supposed to be doing emails, I'm hanging out with you guys instead right now. I am almost finalizing with all of my editing software and all of my recording software, so I'm super excited to get some new cool stuff to you. I even have a light coming here to get to me. Very exciting news. If this is your first time here, then give me a subscribe. If throughout the video this helps out in any way, please, please, please give it a like. Comment below, of course, if you have any questions. We are going to be talking about websites today. Website. Super, super important in your business. Everything we do as photographers has to be shown digitally and quickly and neatly and awesomely. So we're going to talk about websites. And I want you guys to think about how your website dictates your business. Does your website show who you are as a person? And does your website make people excited to work with you? So I've spent a lot of time on my website, so why don't we just get right into it and talk about what I did for my website and why I did what I did for my website and how it can help you as well. And maybe I'll kind of give you guys some tips on things that I've seen on websites that kind of throw me off and throw clients off as well, because really your website is where people are going to. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to look at me in the bottom left here just a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. So my website, the first thing that that I always tell people when they talk to me is they always ask, do you have a business card? And yes, I have a ton of business cards, but I never carry them. I actually have had 500 for the last 2 years, and I still probably have like 150 left, and I never hand out my business cards. There's no reason that I don't. It's just I don't. People toss them. So I always find it easier if people can just kind of say my website, and they'll find me a lot easier. So my website name, guys, jeramielou.com. That's it. Not Jeramie Lou Photography, not Jeramie Lou Reno, not JL Photography Reno, jeramielou.com. I'm fortunate that I have a name that I can do that with, and hopefully you can do the same. The goal with the name of your website, guys, is to let people just jump on there and remember it and hit it. Think of the big ones: bestbuy.com, apple.com, netflix.com. I mean, it's simple, right? So if you are one of those people that still have, let's say, a WordPress site or a Zenfolio site, and your name is jeramielou.com/Zenfolio/photos, blah, 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 people aren't going to be able to find that, and most honestly, they're probably not even going to try, oh, I met Jeramie, but I can't remember his website name, so they're not going to look for it unless it comes up on your SEO. Super simple name. I mean, it's a small tip, guys, but like, just jeramielou.com. You guys can take any website, go to GoDaddy, that's the only one I use, the only one that I know, but go to these sites and you can actually get your domain name, attach it in Zenfolio or in wherever. I use a company called photobiz.com, and it'll direct to that site. Super simple. I think I spent too much time on that. So guys, this is my landing page. I do not have a splash page. I am very simple. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that. I'm a very simple dude. I like one or two things, and I like to make that flow and make that happen. So my website is simple. All right, it's I want to say a blog style website without being a blog. So I use photobiz.com, and this is the main page when you go on to. They are an amazing company, and they have templates. I've created everything within here, but it was all drag and drop based. So I picked the pictures, I picked the layout, and I can tweak and play within that. So which means I can change it at any given time. I can change these images if anything happens, or if I want to change my branding just a little bit. So if you guys go to my website, the first thing you're going to see right here is, well, the first thing you'll see is here, but you guys will see my home, about me, weddings, portrait, commercial, client galleries. Get in touch. I was able to name all of these whatever I want to name it. I see a lot of people getting on these and naming their things a little bit sillier than it should be. Like, hey, call a girl, or like your amazing galleries, or something like that. What I want you guys to remember is as you're naming these things, and it's important not to have too many sub-sites or clickables. When you're naming these things, make sure that people can still know what the frick you're talking about. You know, like weddings, like a lot of people say, I do. And like, yeah, I get what that means as a wedding, but like, maybe it's a dude looking for a wedding photographer for the first time, doesn't know what I do means, so he's like, you know, they have no wedding photos. I also want you guys to look and notice that I really only have 3 things that I focus on, right? So it's not seniors, pets, newborns, because I want to focus on weddings, portraits, and commercial work. And that's what I want to focus on, and that's what I'm focused on. I do a ton of family. If you guys go to my social media, family all day, every day. That's not on here, guys. So I do it a lot. I don't need to promote it. I don't want to promote it because I do it all the time. These are the things that I want to promote. If somebody comes to my website, I want them clean and crisp. One thing you have to remember is that you have 30 seconds from when they go to your website to keep them on your site. If in 30 seconds they can't find something, or it's boring, or they don't like the way it looks, you're out, right? Mine's all white, white backdrop, pop of color in the middle. I picked some colors with some vibrancy, some amazing pops, and also no music. Take the music off of your website if you have it now. If somebody's looking at it, all of a sudden music blasts, they're going to click off of that. Maybe they don't like the song. When I first had my website, I had the song Gravity by Sarah Bellis, Sarah something. Sorry, I'm a little sick. And that song was an amazing song, but it's about breaking up, and I didn't realize it. Side note. All right, so we're going to take this video, this website. Oh, we're going to edit the crap out of this video. I'm going to have to. So, all right, so we're still on the main page. And what I want to do is kind of show you guys. It's a scrollable page, which means that it doesn't just end where you see it, which is awesome for mobile and awesome for multiple different screens, because I'm looking on a widescreen, a 27-inch iMac, which shows me a little bit differently, but it can still close in if I need it to. That makes sense. So, super simple, guys. I am a photographer. A lot of my stuff needs to be in photos. If you're a photographer and you're super wordy, nobody's going to stay on your website. Nobody needs to know all the details, and you need to proofread your stuff. So I'm going to hopefully make this video short, but let me read you my intro here as you're going down, right? So they kind of see these cool photos. These are some of my favorite photos in the last couple of years, and everything's current, but it says, "You made it. Thank you for taking the time to visit my website. I'll get to talking about me more. I will get to talking about me more as you discover more about my site, but for now, let me just tell you what I do. I'm a freelance wedding, portrait, and commercial photographer based in Sparks, Nevada. I love where I came from and always call this amazing place home, but I became a photographer to travel. I travel all over the world for photography and would love to see as much of this amazing world as I can. My goal with what I do is to inspire other dreamers to dream big. My photography is an outlet for what is possible, but with just a hint of imagination. I am self-taught and spend most of my education learning the best of the world. I see images and light a little bit differently than most, and luckily created a special style that many enjoy. I find the beauty in everyone, and everyone has beauty. My job as a photographer is to bring the best out of my subjects and to remind everyone that we are creating a still image for those to remember for years to come. Basically, we are storytelling." That whole intro is my philosophy on why I became a photographer, why I like becoming a photographer. One thing that I want you guys to remember that I think a lot of photographers forget is that when people are hiring you or wanting to hire you, they want to hire you because of you. Your work needs to be great, but ultimately they're hiring you for your personality. If I go to a website and I don't see any personality, or it's just like a doc or something, I don't have a reason to hire them. I may hire them just because they're good, but there's no reason for me to. I want to give my client a reason to hire me. And I will tell you that 90% of the time when I meet a new client, whether it's out for a shoot or the first time at a wedding, the first thing they say is, "I love your bio. Went to your website, I read everything on your website." How awesome is that? Can you say that about your website? So as we scroll down, this gives me an option to give a few more pictures. So of course I'm picture heavy. So I have a few amazing shots here, all within the genre of weddings, portraits, and commercial. This is a meet me. So instead of having a huge page about me, which I do, this kind of starts. So basically this is my bio, guys. Super simple bio, a few awards that I've won that I need to update this year. I'm thinking about actually taking this off. I'm not too keen on it, but you know, whatever. And then you have a clickable to read more. I'll take you guys to that clickable in a sec. Again, more images here as we go through, and I can update these images now because Corey just did some amazing photos of us. Corey Fox Photography, Reno, Tahoe, Vegas, LA, he's everywhere. And then basically, I'm kind of making this website as if I was going on this website, right? So I have a section here. I know you have questions, and I'm here to help. So basically, this is just a way for them to get a hold of me. Why should they get a hold of you is this part. So basically, they go through your website, and is that it? A website is great, but if you can't get people to follow through and contact you and book you, then the website does nothing for you. And that's what the website is. It's an intro to you. It's your elevator pitch. So basically, it says the best way to get it all on the table is to meet me in person. Meet me. Click on this, for everything sound great so far? Visit my contact page, which is a clickable. They can click to here, or they can click in here and get in touch. And as I go down, a few more images here, few more images, and then my current promotions, which I, bear to say, I have not updated this in a little bit, so I do have to update this, although this promotion is going on from last year. So I'm going to update this with some more current promos, and it'll just keep going. And people do click on those quite a bit, so I need to make sure I update that. So that's the main page, right? And everything else is going to be photo heavy. So we have the About Me section, and I split that off into two things. It's a Meet Me. Remember that clickable that I said? That said learn more or read more? This is it. So as I promised, my first sentence is, you made it. I told you I would talk more about me. Welcome to me, photographer, father, husband, creator, dreamer, and educator. I feel everything happens for a reason, and everything leads to where you need to be. You should be. So basically, this is just some pictures of me and my bio. Pretty simple. I love this bio because I can put this on anything. So if somebody contacts me and says, hey, Jeramie, I need your bio for an article, I just go onto my website, copy, paste, it's done. It's one bio. I spend a little bit of time working on it every year and then just kind of going through. The other part is just some videos, which I actually don't know why that doesn't do that. I think I'm clicking on it weird. Oh, the internet. Oh, the internet. What is happening? Downtime, because we're going to edit these. So the next section of my About Me is the Watch Me section. This is very, very old, but I still like these because a lot of work went into it. But these are just a series of videos that were made either commercially for me or I was part of, and these are amazing. And this is just a fun little, let's say, Easter egg about me. I haven't done a video or had a video made for me in a while, which I used to do yearly, which I want to get back into, but we'll get something else. So we have our 3 sections now people are going to go to. Basically, they're going to click on whatever is the most enticing part for them, whatever they are most excited about for booking me. So I always feel like people go to my website specifically for weddings. So I make sure that weddings is up top. Portrait commercial you guys can do in order of, chronological order or alphabetical order, alphabetical order. Guys, this is huge right here. Okay, so I want you guys to look at this. This is simple. People just want to look at photos. That's it. Collages are the simplest way to go. If you have one that's a slideshow and people have to click on it, they might go away from it, and of course they're not going to look at it all. I recommend no more than 20, 25 images per section. I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard to go through your entire portfolio and find 25 amazing wedding images, but you have to do it. Nobody's going to go to your website and look through 100 images. Nobody's going to go to your website, click a gallery to go to another gallery to look at amazing images. Put the best of the best up here. Let people know what you do. Make sure it's within your style. And I promise you, they're going to ask for more. And this will give you an opportunity to bring said galleries to the meeting or the viewing and go from there. Cool? So just amazing photos that I change yearly. And that's it. Just these really kind of cool epic photos that show who I am as a photographer, some strobe work, some natural light work, and of course, this is really old, but I like this shot. They can click on any image, and then it gets ginormous, and then we still have the slideshow if we need to, right? But we can always back out of that. Boom. Portraits. Portraits for me, remember when I said I don't show seniors and let's say engagements and all that? This all kind of goes into here with my commercial and modeling work. But this is more per client. So this is where I can put senior photos, model work, boudoir, all this stuff into what I call portraits. And that obviously makes it a lot easier for people to see. They get into here, they can see portraits. Amazing fun stuff that I get to play with. This image was in the beginning, this was at the beginning, and I get to play with it and put these amazing, cool, fun photos that I love onto there. So when people come here, they kind of see my style. All right, he does both. And that's what we want. We want to tell a story, right? Then commercial work. Commercial work this year is going to be hot and heavy. This is some commercial work that I've had in the last like 3 or 4 years. This last year though, a ton of commercial work, and I want to go forward with that. I want to sell a little bit more. So luckily I have a crap ton of commercial stuff to put in when 2018 starts. That's when I'm going to update my website. But this is just some commercial work that I was hired by companies to do. Now, what's different from commercial and portrait work on my end? Portrait is just people, whereas commercial is we're actually selling something. Every one of these shots I love either has been printed, published on a website, or was made to sell. And that's exactly why I'm putting it there. So everything kind of really cool commercial style. And that's what I love. That's kind of where I want to go with the future of my business, even though I love doing everything that I do. Selling a school, no town. That's my city, y'all. That's my city. That's my Chloe. Nevada Museum of Art. This was for Kate. Genoa, Burning Man, so a lot of cool stuff. Now, I have a Zenfolio site. I have a access for them, so if somebody needs to get into they forget their login or anything, they can actually go in here just to register to view photos. This is a shortcut there, but it's just client galleries. It's not meant to here. I just have it directed to another site, which all your websites can do. For instance, if you have a blog, you can hit blog here. When they click on it, it'll go to jeramielou.com/blog, a whole other site. Or if you want them to go to your Twitter page or your Instagram or whatever, it can be all clickable and linked through your website. The goal is that your website is the main hub for everything. So hey guys, if you want to find me on jeramielou.com, and you have access to my email, my password, well not passwords, my social media, everything's on there. And then of course I have the get in touch, guys. This is huge, huge, huge. Okay, so I typically don't give out my email or my phone number because they can get through me on the website. So if somebody contacts me today and says, hey Jeramie, I would love to talk to you about shooting this, this, and this. I go, all right, well, here's my website. Find me. And that's all I have to do. This is super important because this gets me all the information that I need immediately to get them the proper response, whether they need to quote for an event, a quote for a wedding, the wedding date. How often have you guys sent a client something where they're like, oh my God, we love your work. We want you to shoot our wedding. Here's our email. Call us anytime. And you call them and you're like, I'm so excited too. And then like 10 minutes later you go, when's your wedding date? And then you're booked. And you're like, oh my God, I just wasted my time. That doesn't happen with me anymore. So I'm going to talk about this very specific way that I put everything on my contact page, and hopefully this helps you guys out. And like with anything that I do, guys, feel free to copy but modify to yourselves. Modify and change, use it for a little bit, see if it works, and then kind of just go from there. So I was able to change all of these wording. Instead of just name, email, phone number, I was able to change things. These stars mean that they have to fill it out. If you notice, I have everything they have to fill out. I don't have anything on my site that, you know, on my contact page that's up to interpretation. If it's on there, they have to fill it out. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, you know, why ask a question if you don't need them to fill it out? It's just a waste of space. So, hey Jeramie, my name is, what's your name? My name's Billy. Email me at billyjones.com. Oh, at email, whatever. At gmail.com. Call me at number. Oh, hey. I want you to shoot a wedding, a boudoir, family portraits. They have to put something so I know what to send them. I have questionnaires based off weddings and portraits and commercial and headshots and blah. So I need to know what email to send them back. I want you to shoot on, awesome. This is super cool, right? They pick the date. Now you know the date that they need you, whether it's an event. Right now it's holiday season for me, so I'm going into December with a lot of corporate events. So a lot of people are like, Jeramie, we need you to shoot this. And I'm like, when is it? And it makes an extra day of emailing, and it's just kind of annoying, so we don't do that anymore. And how did you hear about me? I have a selection here. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Yelp, Wedding Wire. So these are all normal things that that I want to track in normal places. Maybe you invest money into Yelp or to Wedding Wire and you want to track that. This is a great way to do it. And that way you can put it into the system that you implement your leads onto. But you got to know, guys. You got to know where your people are coming from. And try to stay away, even though I have it here, try to stay away from words like internet or Google. Because if they go and Google you and they write Reno wedding photographer, but then the link takes them to, on the top 3 searches goes to Wedding Wire, Yelp, or whatever, that's the one you want to know. You want to know where they're getting your info from and not just Google. Obviously, they're on the computer looking for you somehow, even if it's Facebook. But if they write internet, you're kind of like, well, where's my internet, especially if you're investing dollars into that. Give me more details. Type something and have them give you as much information as you can. Sometimes people tell me the whole story about how they met. Sometimes it's like, I just need pics. And I'm like, all right, cool. So now I kind of know. I will tell you though, the more that they put into this, the more serious they are about booking you. So if somebody sends you a long story, we love your work, we've been together for blah, you know, it's just a whole paragraph. I'm going to get back to them as soon as I can because I know that they're excited about it and they're excited about me because why would you type so much on there? And then they send it. This goes directly to my email, to me, pretty much right away, and we go from there. Of course, on the bottom of every page is how they contact me, and I pick all these widgets: Yelp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Wedding Wire, LinkedIn, YouTube. It's all on there so people can find me. So, for instance, if you guys have ever lost me and you can't find me on YouTube, go to my website, click on this, it'll take you right to my YouTube page. What do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys think? I've spent a lot of time on websites. I've seen some amazing websites, amazing templates, but I've also seen some not so good ones. So I'm going to give you guys a few tips while I'm here to what not to do, right? So we kind of already covered it, but these are kind of the big ones. And we're going to transition into a video. Boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, tip number 1, we've talked about it before. No music on your site. Nothing worse than going to somebody's website. Maybe you're watching a video over here and all of a sudden random music starts and you have no idea where that music's coming from. You find out from the website, you close it. Or their volume's really high and they're in an office setting and then they get caught. No music. There's no need for it. There's no need for music. No music. Tip number 2, guys, do not overwrite anywhere on your website. Do not over-explain on your website. For instance, my website's very clear. I talk about who I am as a person, what I do, and all that funky stuff. But I don't go into too much detail that doesn't make sense. For instance, let's say you're talking about pricing, and you go and you charge $500 for a portrait session, but maybe $550 for 6 people, and $570 for 7 people, and maybe you're off Thursdays, but not you work like half the day on Saturdays. You don't need to put all that stuff down, and it's crazy. But I was reviewing a website the other day of a photographer who's in the news for scamming people's money, and guess what? Her website was crap. But also guess what? She typed as much as she was talking. I'm pretty sure it was a voice to text as she was going. I only work Thursdays. If you want me to come on Saturdays, then it's an extra $50 per portrait. You know, and it was just too much information. So when you guys do that, reread your information and just make sure you guys aren't overdoing anything. And that's a huge tip for you guys. To the point, sell yourself and make it sound awesome. And don't forget to have your friends proofread it for you. Tip number 3, guys. Pricing. Did you see my pricing anywhere on this? That's kind of a huge debate we have. I do not have my pricing on my website, and it's not because I'm scared of pricing or scared that people think I'm too expensive or not as expensive as I should be, but it's because I need them to get a hold of me. Yes, I can Google Analytics this and see how many people are clicking on my website, what page they're clicking on, but clicks don't equal money to me. In order for me to get money, I need to connect with this client. So I will tell you 90% of the emails I get are, hey, Jeramie, super excited, love your stuff. We want your pricing. What is your pricing? I have an email then that kicks out my pricing to them. But it gives me an opportunity to fail. And what that means is if I give my pricing to a client and I'm too much, then I have an email that goes out and says, hey guys, can you tell me why you didn't book me, or give me a reason on what I can do differently? And is it pricing? Is it not? I'd rather have the chance to know rather than them just go to my website, look at my pricing, go crazy, not crazy, and then just bail. At least this way they get a hold of me and they have a reason to get a hold of me. Amazing. Don't be afraid about your pricing, but also get people to you, because you could have 30 people clicking on your website right now, see the pricing, and all of a sudden you go, oh, nobody's contacting me. I'm a horrible photographer. I don't know what to do. When in reality, they're all looking at your price. They're looking at the information they already needed, but you have no idea. What's tip number 4? Tip number 4, update your website once every 6 months at least, whether it's just images, wording, or whatever. But update your stuff, get some new images up, take some off, and every time you do that, blast that on social media. Let people know, hey guys, I've updated my pictures. My clients love going to this and seeing if they're in the website or not. Update that. Update your stuff. That's a simple one. You guys should be doing that anyways. And the last tip, of course, we talked about this at the very beginning of the video, a domain name that rolls off the tongue that people can get to. I used to be a believer that had to say photography, studio, something like that, but now I'm a believer of whatever it is. Eyeball.com. People remember that stuff. JeramieLou.com. In fact, even if they spell my name wrong, they do all the time, it'll still kick to me because the wording will be there. But that's it. That's simple. There's a lot of websites when I go on, or a lot of Facebook, when people are on Facebook and they get tagged and they're like, yeah, do they have a website? Yeah, it's JeramieLou.com/Weebly/photos. And then for some reason, when you're looking at JeramieLou.com or a really long URL, you already know that they haven't invested in their business. They haven't invested in their name and their brand. So why would they invest into you? That's how I feel about it. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am super excited to have done this video. This turned out way longer. I'm going to cut it down. But if this helped out in any way, give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to critique anybody's website as well if they want some honest feedback on what I think about their website. And I can do it as a photographer or just as a person to know what I feel when I get into your website. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.